Welcome to Task Arena. Sound check for the Hobbs Lady Eagles championship game of the 5th annual Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you here at Tasker. We do have a boys game going on right now. Highland and Spring Valley, 68-63 in favor of Highland. About 54 seconds left in the fourth. So it might go down to the wire here. We're going to probably be starting a little bit late tonight. We will have the pregame show immediately following this last few minutes of the game we're watching here. Championship game tonight for the Lady Eagles. Of course, last year lost in the championship to Farmington by a couple of points, and they're trying to get revenge back on that. But they will be playing a team out of Laredo, Texas, United High School, and that's a 6A program out of the Lone Star State. So should be a pretty good game. We will have a pregame show here momentarily. I'm going to turn over to Ron to get his voice checked now.
There we go. All right, well, this is Ron. I'm here with Ty Friend, as always. I'm going to cover the girls tonight as they go for another championship. They're 3-1 in the Hobbs tournament. This is year number 5 for the annual event, and we're hoping for a good game. Of course, it's going to be a tough one. Coaches are expecting a lot of threes on this one, but we'll be talking about that in a moment. Once again, we are watching Highland and Spring Valley going at it, 69-63, 46 seconds left on the clock, and we'll be back in a moment for the pregame for your Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Catch the action at HobbsAmerica.com and on the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Welcome, everyone, to Tasker Arena, the 5th annual Hobbs Holiday Basketball Tournament Championship game, live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. I'm Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with me tonight. Tiffany Stuber back at the station as your Hobbs Lady Eagles are taking on a team out of the Lone Star State, Texas, of course, Laredo, Texas United High School. Both of these programs are 6A in their respective states. The big schools are going at it. Over in Texas, 6A is designated by about 2,500 students plus, so this is a big high school. There's a couple Laredo high schools, by the way, but this one is probably the second best in the city of Laredo. There's a couple other ones in the town, too, and definitely a very tough opponent tonight, the toughest opponent of the tournament, and that's why it is. It's a championship game.
Exactly. That's why, the Laredo United Lady Longhorns have won 18 out of 20. And that is not bad at all, and it's going to be tough. And the coach has already said, Coach Carpenter said that he's going to be expecting a lot of threes out of this one. It's going to be a fun game, but it's also going to be very intense. The Lady Eagles have very much a lot of respect for this team, for the Lady Longhorns. So you're going to expect a lot of back and forth to see who's got the most tenacious D, along with who's going to be able to hit those shots, And again, if you guard those perimeters, maybe you won't see a whole lot of threes, but I know they're going to try regardless, because that's what the Longhorns have been living on. They say they run down the court, they get to the three, they shoot. And that's sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. It depends on if you set your feet and get it set up right. So this is going to be it could be a high-scoring game, could be a low-scoring game, depending on which one prevails, offense or defense.
Well, of course, the Lady Eagles dominated big time in their first game a couple days ago against El Paso Parkland, 71-3. Last night, defeating Oregon Mountain 59-30. So a little closer game, a 29-point victory to put the Lady Eagles at 11-1. Hobbs had a couple of players in double figures. That included Bryn Hargrove. She had 12 points, a couple of trays in that contest. Brett Clay finished with 11 points. She hit a tray as well and had 5 rebounds to lead the team, along with Kendall Cunningham's 5 boards. Kendall had 9 points herself, just shy of the double digits in scoring as well. So those 3 players combined for a total of 32 points out of the 59 the Lady Eagles scored. Had 26 rebounds, the same as Oregon Mountain in that game, so they were challenged a little bit more than usual in some of the other games they've had previous to that. Hobbs hit 6 3-pointers against Oregon Mountain, although they did have 8 in their first game against El Paso Parkland, so definitely shooting the lights out for 14 total. But when you compare that to this Laredo squad, they have had 20 trays so far, and that's going to be very tough to defend against. You just alluded to that here just a second ago, but definitely got some people that can stroke it from the outside. And, of course, Hobbs is known for some good perimeter defense on that three-point line, so that might be the buffering factor there to keep Laredo from just posting up the shots wherever they feel like it. They might have to move the ball on the inside the lane a little bit more.
Exactly, and they are prepared to do that too. But, they had a weaker opponent yesterday with Ironwood. They set up 15 three-point shots, including the leader of the group, Jesslyn Gelamo, with a total of 6 three-point shots, mostly in the, from what I remember, in the third and fourth quarters. That's when she hit most of those. But yeah, you got they had 3 different players that had 3 or more shots for 3-point range. And, you got to make sure that you definitely guard the perimeter. I'm sure that that's what Coach Carpenter said. Guard the perimeter. Also make sure you close those lanes, too. If you do those 2 things, you're going to slow down and maybe even stop this huge Lady Longhorns team.
United defeated Ironwood Ridge yesterday, 84-47. You mentioned Jesslyn Gelamo. She had 21 points to lead the Longhorns. Ashley Vallon with 15. Rebecca Beltran had 15. And Valeria Castilla with 10. So 4 in double digits. They've got some scores all over the place. You mentioned the 15 three-pointers that were converted for them. Only gave up 1 tray to their opponent, Ironwood, so playing some defense as well. United got outboarded, though, 32-27. They don't have a ton of size on this team, but they are very scrappy. I had a chance to watch them in the first game of the tournament. Refereed that game, actually, and they really like to body up. They like to dribble, too. They get the ball, and off the board, they're going to go quick off the dribble. Not just 1 or 2 players, but the whole team looking for an outlet and the transition game. So it's going to be kind of neat to see both these teams going at it. They're both very physical. They're both very active on the court. They're not going to be standing around while the ball is rolling down the hardwood. They're going to be diving after the basketball and making sure they get us secure on that one. Of course, this squad from Laredo also won their first game of the tournament, defeating El Dorado 69-51. In that contest, once again, Jesslyn Gelamo with 14. Ashley Vallon had 13 in the game. And one more in double digits, that was Valeria Castilla with 11. So they're getting consistency from their top scorers so far in the tournament. And they've had 2 great games of getting going early against their opponent. The first game against El Dorado, they outscored them 21-6 in the first quarter. And then in that second game last night against Ironwood, the victory that they had as well, it was 26-10. So they come out of the chutes quickly, so the Lady Eagles better be ready. Can't be flat-footed. They got to be ready to start from the tip of this ball game.
Exactly, and you know what, though? Hobbs always has one thing going for them. They have a strong defense that, of course, opens up their offense as well, gets those fast break points in. Plus, they were shooting those threes like it was nothing in the first half of the game yesterday against Oregon Mountain Lady Knights. So, you know, we may not see that today right away, but expect it to happen, you know, a bunch of runs on both sides with a bunch of threes going on, and, of course, that always excites the crowd.
Looking at the numbers in the tournament so far for the Lady Eagles, Britt Hargrove has the most scoring so far with 14.5 points in 2 games, 17 in the first, 12 in the second. Hobbs has a couple others averaging in double figures as well. Brett Clay averaging 13 a game, 15 in game 1, 11 in game 2. 10 points average for Nakaya Mojica. She had 11 in game 1 and 9 in game 2. And just getting close, very close to the double-digit scoring average, Kendall Cunningham with 9.5 a contest, 10 points in game 1, 9 in game 2. It's great to see that. Lots of people getting a piece of the pie. Remember, we got 5 starting sophomores on this squad, so makes it even more impressive. The Lady Eagles been shooting 20 of 34 from the free throw line here this week at the tournament, 58%. And they've been averaging 65.5 points a contest while giving up 33. So we're looking at almost doubling the numbers of their opponents so far. That kind of helps out, though, with that cushion in the first game, winning 71-3. That really helps your stats for the rest of the week.
It certainly does. And in the second game, we saw a lot of bench players coming out and doing their thing in the second half of the game against Oregon Mountain. You're not going to see that probably too much this time around, but you never know with Joe Carpenter. He's getting more comfortable with the bench as well as the starters, and he like to get them to get out there and be comfortable as well. So that way, if anybody possibly gets hurt or something, or maybe gets sick, whatever happens that causes them not to be able to start, he's got a backup plan and he's got them ready to go. It's not like he's got to set them up or try to train them along the way.
No, I did say that Hobbs has given up 33 points. That's not an average. I meant to say that's the total amount of points they've given up in 2 games, which is 16.5 a contest. I mean, what team in America is going to be doing that so far? That's pretty exciting stuff there. And so we'll have to see if the defense will hold up against this tough Laredo squad. We did mention the 14 three-pointers Hobbs has hit in the 2 tournament games so far total. Brett Hargrove leads, and Mojica both have 4 three-pointers at this point. Munoz, who comes off the bench, one of the youngsters on the squad, she's got 3. Clay with 2, and Zapata, who's also one of the subs for Hobbs, she has 1. So 14 total three-pointers, 8 in game 1, 6 in game 2 against Oregon Mountain. Hobbs has outscored their 2 opponents in the Hobbs Holiday Tournament 42-4 in the first quarter. That's a 38-point differential. 51-5 in quarter 2, 46 points better. 25-11 in quarter 3 for 14 better, but they've been outscored in the fourth quarter 13-12. Now there's a lot of different situations there with stubs, etc., but I guarantee you Laredo's going to go from start to finish, so all quarters are important, and domination in the first 3. The fourth is going to be one that they have to be watching out for in this game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
And again, you can blame the bench on that one. They get a little small, these games for the Hobbs Eagles could have been in the 80s, 90s, maybe in the 100s if it wasn't for A, for the mercy rule clock, and B, the bench. So yeah, they could have scored more, and yet they went ahead and opted to give their players some time, some experience, and practice. You can practice all you want to, but it's not going to get you that real lifetime experience playing as it does in the tournament.
Laredo United has Jesselyn Jalamo averaging 17.5 points a game to lead her team at the Holiday Tournament, 14 for Ashley Vallon, and 10.5 for Valeria Castilla. We got the national anthem starting here at Tasker. We'll take a 90-second break and come back live with Lady Eagles Hoops. Back here at Tasker Arena, the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, the 5th annual. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber with you tonight. Hobbs taking on Laredo United, the high school out of Laredo, Texas. One of many in the city of Laredo. They come in with an 18-4 record. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles at 11-1. Just before the national anthem break, we were talking about Jalamo averaging 17.5 points here at the tournament. Ashley Valen 14 and Valeria Castilla 10.5. So those are the three big scorers for the squad. Again, they've hit 23 pointers. Valen was 7 at the tourney. Jalamo with 7 and Beltran with 3. So those three are the top 3-point shooters on the team at this point in time. Now, so far in the tournament, they've had a 68% free throw shooting, has this United squad, and also been averaging 76 points a game. So very tough offensive squad that Hobbs is going to have to be ready for. And at the same time, they've given up 49 points a game, which is a lot more than what Hobbs has given up. But again, they're playing different opponents, so it's kind of hard to compare with those type of numbers. They've dominated in all 3 of 4 quarters, outscored their opponents by 31 in the first quarter, 47-16. 42-23 in the second quarter by 19 better, 41-23 in the third by 18 points better, but they've been outscored in the fourth quarter 36-23, so it's kind of unique there that both of those teams, Hobbs and Laredo, have had some issues in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing too. I have imagination, or if I would imagine that the Lady Longhorns are doing the same thing, they're putting the bench out too. Plus, they don't have the mercy clock like we do over here in New Mexico, so that's not a problem with them. But they're probably ended up starting some bench players in the fourth quarter, just seeing what they can do as far as getting their experience on their legs. You know, one of the players also, I don't know if you mentioned him or not, as far as leading an assist, but Beltran is another one that can share the rock, get it around, and make some things happen.
So a lot of different threats out there on the offense, not just the scoring numbers there. This team from Laredo is in the 6A in Texas. Again, we mentioned about 2,100 plus is what the enrollment numbers are for Texas, but they have 247 teams in that 6A division. Currently, United is in the 33rd slot, so in a pretty good status there in terms of what they've done so far this season. They have 18-4 record, as we mentioned. Their hometown or crosstown opponent there from Laredo United South is 18-5 on the season. They're ranked 19th in the state, so there are a lot of good teams coming out of Laredo. Last year, this squad was 27-9. They lost in the first round of the state playoffs, so kind of got an upset on that one. And they were second in district at 10-2 record, and that was behind United South. So that kind of tells you those Laredo schools are battling pretty hard year after year. And they're in the South Central District 6, Region 4. Any of you know about the Texas situation. Lots of playoff games once the season regular season concludes. So you'll be playing teams from all over the state of Texas at that point. A little bit different here in New Mexico where we don't have as many teams. About, 26 or 27 6A teams here in New Mexico.
Yeah, but they only have like 12 go in. So.
Right, so a little bit of a difference in terms of how things are set up in the States, but it doesn't matter. We're playing a basketball game for the championship tonight, and we're getting ready to see how that's going to go down. The starters for United include Jesselyn Jalamo, Ashley Valen, Rebecca Beltran, Valeria Costilla, and Emily Degalado. In terms of their ages on this team, lots of seniors on the squad. 3 of them are starters, Valen, Beltran, and Costilla. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, all 5 sophomore starters, of course, Brett Clay, Nakaya Mojica, Brent Hargrove, Kendall Cunningham, and Jayla David. Hobbs wearing their white uniforms for the home team and orange for Laredo. Pretty easy to see the contrast here in this game. And if you look over to the baseline for the United High coach, that is Frank Gonzalez. He's wearing a very bright Hawaiian-looking shirt. It is orange predominantly, so you definitely know who we're talking about there. Of course, Hobbs with Coach Carpenter wearing the nice black suit there with the white shirt, and he's ready to go for his home team as well. It's going to be Jayla David to jump for the Lady Eagles and tips it into the backcourt. They will have the first possession of the championship game with Mojica. She takes a dribble up top of the circle, the left elbow, kicks it down to the left corner. 3 on the way for Hargrove. Is a swish right through the net. Led away to start the ball game. That's a 15-30 pointer for the Lady Eagles at the tournament. 3-0 your score. Hobbs going to match up the pressure. Paul passed across the timeline to Degalado, kicks it up top. Hard to read these numbers on the backs of the jerseys, just let you know that already. Degalado at the top of the arc, sends it left to Jalamo. To the left corner, 3 on the way, and up and good already. Big shot from the outside corner. Rebecca Beltran has tied the game at 3-3.
She had a couple of shots just last night from the three-point range.
Ball coming across the timeline with Brett Clay over to the right side of Mojica. Nice crossover move, goes baseline right, dump it out to Cunningham on the right elbow for a J. In and out of the rim, no good. Mojica saves it underneath to David, fadeaway at the left block. She tries to get it back after it comes off the rim, and it looks like it's going to be Laredo basketball, but they have a tie-up, though, jump ball, and that will be their possession regardless. So good battling going on for the Lady Eagles on the boards, although they could not get that with a drop. We were still tied at 3. Ball inbounded to Castilla, bounces it across the timeline to Beltran on the near side in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagle cheerleaders. Unloads on the left wing to Gelamo. Pivots, kicks it back left side to Degalado. To the free throw line, shot on the way off the front of the rim for Beltran. It's rebounded underneath by the Lady Eagles. In transition is Brett Clay. Shot from the free throw line and swishes it home. Beautiful follow through on that one. So good shooting for the Lady Eagles, leading 5-3. Driving to the other end is Beltran. Shot from the free throw line at the other side of the court, and she puts it home. She's got all 5 of the United High's points, tied up at 5.
United answering on every single shot so far.
Hargrove quickly in the front court. Pass off to the right wing, and there's a shot for 3 off the side of the rim for Mojica. Put back up by Cunningham on the hook in the middle of the paint. Couldn't get it to drop, and pulled down by Laredo. Pass into the front court. Shot for 3 in the left corner. Valen off the back of the rim. Pulled down in the right block by Mojica. That is her first rebound so far. Right across the timeline. Pass off to the left wing to Clay. Her 3 clinks off the rim, no good. Pull down for United High by Ashley Valen, her second rebound. Gives it off to the guard, Gelamo. She'll bring it across the timeline. Contrast with the mint green shoes there. She unloads to the right wing to Castilla. Dribbles right, left, and gives it back to Degalado on the far right sideline. Back deep to the timeline. Beltran is going to lose it off her hands into the backcourt on the violation there. Good pressure at the half line for the Lady Eagles in Hargrove. Put some confusion back there and then made her touch it and sail off her hands for the first turnover of the ball game.
So far, both teams aggressive as far as offense, but the only problem is neither team has had any offensive rebounds yet. As soon as one of them gets that could be the difference in the game.
Inbound to the backcourt to Brett Clay. She'll bring it across, defended by Beltran. Unloads the left wing to Hargrove. Dumps it to Cunningham in the left elbow. Pivots. Drives the left side of the lane. Takes it to the rack high off the rim, though. No good. Gets her own rebound. Tries to go back up with it on the left block and is fouled through 3 defenders that time. Orange coming on top of her in a crush formation there. And she'll get a chance for the 2 free throws to get this thing moving along. They'll get the foul call against Valeria Castilla. That's her first team foul. And now we're ready for the free throw for Cunningham. First one's off the front of the rim, no good. Cunningham came into the game at 75% for the season. And in terms of the tournament, Cunningham is 5 of 7 on the charity stripe. Now make it 5 of 8. Second shot is up, bouncing around the rim, and no good. Missed both of them. Pulled down by Mojica, though. Lost it on the floor. We got a push foul. We're going to see if that's against Mojica or Laredo after the steal there. Still waiting to see what's going to happen here. She did hit the floor. I guess they're going to call the foul against United High School. Still
Castillo.
Yeah, that's the second on her. So Castillo has 2 now, 2 team fouls. Hobbs basketball on the left baseline. So go ahead and give a rebound to Mojica on that one. Checking in for the Eagles, Zepeda. She'll inbound it to the right wing to Hargrove. Back to Zepeda in the right corner. Drives the middle of the paint. Flips it to the left corner to Cunningham for 3. Her fadeaway off the side of the iron, no good. And pulled down in traffic by Valen. Her 3rd rebound sends it ahead to the left wing to Gelamo. Cross court right to Beltran. And returns up top to set to Valen. Bounce pass low off the foot of Gelamo on the left wing. Gets it knocked out of her hands by Hargrove. Rolls toward the half court. Picks it up in front of the Taskerovich band. Sends it to left baseline to Degalado. And a double clutch off the left glass on the layup. First bucket for her. 7-5. United with their biggest lead of 2 here in the first quarter. 4:35 remaining. Hargrove with the ball on the near side. Bounce it back deep to Clay. She'll bring it across. Stop and go dribble to the free throw line. A runner shot on the way off the back of the rim high. And pulled down in the left block by Degalado. Outlet to the far side to Beltran. Front court right wing. Cross court left to Gelamo on the pass. Touch it down to the left corner to Valen. Her 3's out the back of the rim and also hits the strap on the top of the backboard for the out of bounds. Still a 2-point United lead here in the first quarter.
So far, Coach Carpenter was correct about the 3s being launched up so early in this game.
Man-to-man pressure in the backcourt, at least the two guards, as it comes into Zepeda, the freshman, drives up the far sideline to Cunningham across the time stripe. Kick it right to Hargrove for three on the right wing and puts it through the hole. Hargrove with their second tray of the ball game. You said there's going to be some shots on the outside. Definitely going to happen, Ron. 6 now for Hargrove. 8-7. Driving at the other end, getting bumped hard as Ballin still throws up a shot from the left block. No good. Long, hard rebound for Clay, her second. And she'll hold up on the dribble coming up to the timeline. Comes across the stripe, top of the circle now. And gives it off to Hargrove, right wing. Holds it for a second. Catching her breath there. Lefty dribble to the top of the arc. Over to Zepeda on the left wing. To David at the middle of the free throw line. Fadeaway J is a swish. Hobbs on fire on the shots. David with her first bucket. 4 scores for the Lady Eagles now. 10-7, they lead by 3, their biggest lead. Coming across the timeline, fumbling but recovering. Beltran, a shot from the left elbow. She switches it and then throws her fist in the air. She's got 7 of the 9 points for United.
That was a hard-earned point that she did.
Transition passing up ahead, and there is Cunningham to receive the ball from David coming down the right side of the lane and lays it in for 2. Cunningham now with 2 points. So now 4 scores. 12-9 Lady Eagles. At the other end, Jalamo going to fire up a 3 left side off the front of the iron and pulled down on the left block for the Lady Eagles by Hargrove, her first rebound. Dribbles right now up the middle. Bounce pass off to the right wing. Slowing it down just a bit is Zepeda. To David on the right elbow. Fadeaway J, it swishes it again. She throws her fist in the air. David with 2 quick buckets. She's got 4 points. Hobbs up with their biggest lead by 5, 14-9 here in the first. 2:30 left in the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Ball in the hands of Beltran at the timeline. Drives the right side of the paint. Dumps it to the right wing. 3 on the way for Vallon up high at the back of the rim. And chased down in the right corner. Rebound pulled down, thrown up top to Beltran, fires up a WNBA 3 and swishes it. That girl's on fire. She's got 9 now, or 10 points for Beltran to lead both teams. 14-12 though, Eagles by 2 with 2 minutes left first quarter. Zepeda gets the pass far side, back deep to Clay. Throws it ahead to David, over the top of 3 defenders and lays it in on the right side. David using her size that time at 5'10". She's got 6 points to Lady Eagles consecutively here.
Yeah, that was a nice shot there, too.
16-12 to score. Jump stop, left elbow. Beltran gets swatted by Clay. Dribbles through her legs now at the timeline. Going to pull it back out against a double team. Comes across the line to the right side. Zigzagging back to the left. Unloads to Hargrove. Coming down the paint. Back door to Cunningham, but overthrows her to the baseline. Out of bounds for the first Hobbs Lady Eagle turnover. 16-12, Lady Eagles leading here by 4 with 1:29 remaining in the opening quarter of the championship game.
This game has been as fast as furious as I expected it to be, and I don't expect it to slow down anytime soon.
Kaislyn Munoz checks in, the 8th grader for the Lady Eagles, and Munoz having a pretty decent tournament herself, averaging 7 points a game, 5 in game 1, 9 in game 2. Into the front court off the dribble, Beltran flicks it off left side to Jalamo. Threw it up top, got it back. Now Vallon going to shoot the 3 and gets it to drop. Vallon with her first tray of the game, 3rd for the squad, 16-15. Hobbs still by 1, 1:08 remaining in the first. On the near sideline, Munoz gives it back to Clay. Throws it across to the right wing to Munoz. To Cunningham in the right corner, bounce it low to Clay, but it's stripped out of her hands for the turnover. And in transition now is Vallon. Shot from the 3 land, left side, no good. Crashes for the rebound with David, and they both tie each other up there. And the arrow's going to go to the Lady Eagles. Still with a 1-point lead, 16-15. Very active game, as you mentioned, Ron. Physical, lots of stuff going on. Wait a second here. I think they gave the ball to the wrong team. It was supposed to be Hobbs basketball. Orange threw it in and had a wide open shot. Yeah, the refs had to correct that one quickly. The fans not too happy about it.
Yeah, but not quick enough. I was expecting the same thing. I thought that one of the refs would stop that before it started, but, you know, it happens sometimes.
Brett Clay gives it over to the far side. Gets it back from Munoz. Over to the Lady Eagles, Mojica on the right side of the half-court line. Gets bodied up hard, though, and a foul call. And that will be charged to Christian Rodriguez, her first, 3rd team foul against United. Hobbs basketball at the time stripe on the right side. 38 seconds left in the first quarter.
Amazing that we haven't seen a whole lot of fouls with these aggressive plays.
Clay will dump it down low to David, but she got caught between 2 defenders, just tried to tip at it, and it goes out of bounds. But it will be off an orange player, it looks like. It'll be Hobbs basketball. Returning on the court now, Jesslyn Jalamo. Inbounding will be Mojica for the Lady Eagles on the left baseline underneath their hoop, leading by 1. Into Cunningham right wing, wrap around to Mojica in the right block. She'll dribble up top of the arc and back it out into the timeline. Running some clock here with 25 remaining in the first. Gets a screen right from Clay. On the near side, crossover, Mojica tries to go underneath to Cunningham, gets it connect, and a layup for 2 off the right side glass. Good handwork in the air that time for Cunningham. She's got 4. 3-point Lady Eagle lead, 18-15. Crossover move now for Rodriguez. Gives it off on the right side to Gelamo. Bounce pass left wing for Delgado for 3, and she gets it to drop. She's got 5, and that will run out the first quarter clock here at Tasker Arena. We have got ourselves a knotted score, 18-18, Hobbs and Laredo United for the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. We'll take a 60-second break and come back live on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Welcome back to Hobbs Holiday Basketball Tournament coverage on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber with you tonight. Your Lady Eagles tied with United Laredo, 18-18 points in the first quarter for Laredo. Rebecca Beltran with 10 on 2 trays. Ashley Vallon 3 with the tray. Emily Delgado with 5 with the tray. Hobbs led with 6 for Hargrove, 2 trays. David with 6, and Kendall Cunningham with 4. Laredo basketball, top of the circle is Gelamo. Over to left wing to Beltran. Stepping out on her defensively, Munoz. Cross court right to Gelamo. Returns back deep to Beltran. Swing it left side. Dribble up top from Rodriguez. Down to the right corner to Delgado. Dumps it in the paint. A spin move and a shot. We got a traveling violation on Rodriguez. Got a 360 going off the dribble. I guess they're saying she picked up her pivot foot before that. And that'll be only the second turnover for United. Hobbs out-rebounded the United squad 8-5 in the first quarter. Again, we were tied 18 all, both teams with 2 turnovers so far. Half-court pass to Jayla David, breaks the pressure on a 3-on-3. Reverse layup right off the side of the rim, no good. Loosened underneath the basket. She goes back up and is fouled. So David picks up her second rebound and get a chance for free throws on top of that. Got shoved in the back from behind by Laredo. That's a foul on Escamilla, her first, 14th foul. Jayla David getting opportunity to shoot some free throws here. Jayla's shooting 61% this season from the charity stripe and misses off the back of the rim.
She may have been a little too quick on that first one. Didn't set up or she set up faster than I thought she would, and it paid or didn't pay off.
0 for 3 are the Hobbs Lady Eagles so far from the charity stripe, so they're going to have to improve on those free throws. Second shot's a swish for Jayla David. She's got 7 points. 19-18, Hobbs breaking the tie. Here in 7:15 left, second quarter. Stop and go dribble for Beltran. For United, she brings it across, throws it up top to Vallon. Swing it to the right side to Gelamo. Touch pass on the right side to Rodriguez. Flicks it up top, a dangerous throw up to Beltran, almost picked away by Mojica. Beltran will back it out to the timeline, send a high pass over to Delgado left wing. She passes left and gets it back and lays it in with the lefty layup. Quick move there for Delgado. She's got 7. Second behind Beltran in scoring, who has 10. Mojica, correction, that is Clay with the basketball. Finds Hargrove on the right wing, front court, drives the free throw line. They're going to call the hand check from behind that time on the hip. So United will pick up a second foul on Escamilla. That's the 5th against Laredo School, and Hobbs will get the ball on the near sideline.
5 team fouls for Laredo, none for Hobbs so far.
Mojica will inbound on the right side and gets it into the backcourt to Clay. She'll go one-on-one against Gelamo. Stop and go, spin move, top of the arc, and sends it left. Well, that was Clay, bounce pass to Mojica, kick it out right side to Hargrove, out the perimeter, screen for Mojica, to Clay on the left wing. Kicks it back to Hargrove, left corner for a rainbow three, and there she is again. Hargrove with her third tray of the ball game. That's 9 points. And she has all 3 of the trays for the Lady Eagles, who lead by 2, 22-20. Some quick transition passing, though, for Laredo. On the right wing, and a pass up top to set up the O to Degalado. Dumps it in the paint. Kick up top for 3 for Beltran. It's good. Zinging around the rim. Beltran on fire. She's got 3 trays now and 13 points. Definitely lighting them up from the outside. 5:50 left, second quarter. 23-22. Laredo United in front of Hobbs. Hargrove in the front court, left wings. Dribbles up top. Crossover to left hand. Finds Clay on the left wing. Dribble to the free throw line. Shot on the way off the back of the rim. No good. Cunningham chases it down. Kicks it back up top. And now beautiful pass from Mojica backdoor. David misses the tip shot. Loose on the floor off the rim. Got bodies on top of a big pile there. And that will be a possession arrow for the Lady Eagles on the jump ball.
They're both sides are being aggressive on the ball as it is. Plus, with a 1-point lead with United, anything is possible as they continue playing. Again, though, I'm kind of surprised that the foul count has not been so high, but I'm happy about it as well.
5-0, 5 fouls for United, 0 for the Eagles at this point. Mojica will inbound from the right baseline, throws it back deep, and jumping forward is Hargrove with a jab step, comes up top of the circle. Slides right and unloads to Zapata, who just checked in, to Cunningham on the right elbow. Back to Hargrove, right base. A runner shot on the way, off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound for Laredo in transition now. Crossover move, going to the rack left side with a scoop shot was Rodriguez, and somehow stays in the rim and drops through the cylinder for the points on that one. So Rodriguez getting her first bucket. 4 scores now for United Laredo. Into the front court, dribbling through traffic is Hargrove. Finds Zapata on the right wing to Cunningham, right baseline. 15-footer off the side of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Clay, her third. Rebound, out right to Zapata for 3. It clinks out the front of the rim. Cunningham down with it on the 4th time of the night. Throws up a shot from the right block off the back of the iron and pulled down for Gelamo for United. Sends it ahead to a breaking Itarago. Had to try to save it, but right back to the Lady Eagles. Hargrove in the paint. 3rd United turnover. Hargrove will slow it up, get your offense set up as she comes across the timeline, trailing by 3, which is the biggest deficit for the Lady Eagles here in the first half. Touch pass to Cunningham on the right block against a double team, slides left, hook shot from the right side on the spin move from the right block and puts it through on the swish. Cunningham with 6 points. 3-point shot at the other end, wide open on the left wing was Jesselyn Gelamo. Don't let her get that. A 3-pointer. And now 28-24 United by 4. Timeout, Coach Carpenter and the Lady Eagles. 4:03 left, second quarter. We told you this would be a big shot from the outside contest. It is. Back in 30. .403 left, second quarter. Hobbs out a tournament championship. Hobbs Lady Eagles trailing Laredo United 28-24 after Hobbs timeout. They'll have it on the baseline of the backcourt as they get it into Zapata right corner, bounce it back to Mojica and again to Zapata. Cross court left to Hargrove. She'll bring it across the timeline in front of the scores table far left. Picks up the defense of Gelamo. Slides right off the dribble. Slows it down just a bit. Gets a screen from David left wing. Over to Mojica on the left side as well with the pass. Mojica comes back right with it. Underhands it over to Zapata. Back to Brett Clay at the right block. Leans and shoots out the back of the rim. And now we've got a rebounding foul. Hobbs crashing into the player with the ball that time. That was Emily Mescamilla getting the rebound, her second. And they'll call the foul on the Lady Eagles. That's only their first foul of the ball game, by the way, with 3:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Into the front court comes Beltran. Tries to get a pass off to the left, gets swatted at momentarily, goes out of bounds in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Did get a number on that foul in the last one. I'll have to double check on that, but it was the first Hobbs foul. Inbound up top to Gelamo. Slowing it down the offense. One-hand pass to Beltran on the left wing. Touches it down to Degalado. Kicks it to the free throw line to Gelamo. Drives the lane. Bounce pass right corner. Faking a three. Beltran throws it up from 15. Got her legs kicked out right and left that time. Still shot it anyway and gets it to go down. She's got 15 to lead both teams for Beltran. 30-24. The biggest lead for Laredo now is 6. Beating pressure. Coming to the free throw line as Mojica gets stripped from behind but picked up by Zepeda. Tries to throw it down the lane. It's stolen again for United High. Into the front court, a pass to Gelamo. Fires up a three wide open. Her second tray of the ball game. This team will not stop with the trays. They're up now by 9. Their biggest lead, 33-24.
I was expecting a better defense from the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Zepeda gets her pass deflected in the front court. Another turnover. That's their 4th. They send it ahead to Jocelyn Gelamo on the right wing. One hands it off left side to Rodriguez. To the left corner, 3 on the way for Ballin, and another tray. She's got 6 points, both on trays. Seems like everybody's getting one. They've had 4 different players hit trays in this game here, 36-24. Hobbs down by 12. Another steal in the front court for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Ashlyn Ballin took it away from him. Hobbs now with 5 turnovers, now a foul as they try to get it down the lane. So some desperation defense now for Hobbs to try to get back in this one. They charged the foul to Mojica, her first, second team foul. So 2 trays for Gelamo, 2 for Vallon, 3 for Beltran, and 1 for Degalado.
Well, if anything, as the statement Graves says, is there's plenty of time in the game. They've got third quarter, fourth quarter, so there is no time to panic right now.
8 3-pointers for Laredo United at this point. Inbound up top to Gelamo. Slides left off the dribble, uses it up. Bounce pass on the same side to Escamilla. Cross court right, driving the lane is Beltran. Kicks it right wing, 3 on the way. This is an air ball for Gelamo. Haven't seen that happen very often. Actually, that was Vallon that shot that one up in the Hobbs student section, yelling out air ball, but they haven't had a lot of air balls so far here in the second quarter.
No, they haven't, and that's why they lead by 12 so far.
36-24 the score with 1:55 left second quarter. Inbound to the near side to Clay. Back deep to Mojica. Fires it ahead to Cunningham. Leans and shoots in the right hand for the block and scores. Cunningham getting in great position that time in the paint, asking for the ball. She's got 8. A steal at the timeline by Jayla David. United's 4th turnover. Jump shot for the right elbow is good. David on fire. She's got 9 points for the Lady Eagles to get this back to an 8-point deficit. 36-28. Laredo up by 8 with 1:29 remaining in the half. Down the lane and a jump shot. Sticks on the back of the rim and comes through for Vallon. Or actually, correction, that was Rodriguez for her second bucket. She's got 4. 38-28, a 10-point lead for United. Into the front court. Munoz, the 8th grader, top of the arc, over to the left wing to Clay. Down low, left block to Cunningham. Kicks it back to Clay. Spin move down the paint, leans and shoots on the runner. They stop the drive. They're called the travel. They're going to say she pivoted and lifted up her foot, and the Hobbs fans are not liking that one. Beautiful move it looked like. Looked like she might have got a foul on top of that to get some 3-point play action. The fans out of their seats at this point.
You know, anywhere else that would have been a great shot, but yes, unfortunately, they do call him strictly, and that was a walk.
6th turnover for the Lady Eagles. 38-28. United leading from Laredo. Coming across the timeline, Rebecca Beltran. Sends it left side to Rodriguez. Hands off behind her left wing to Gelamo. Dumps it on the left elbow to Escamilla. Returns back to Gelamo with 48 seconds left in the half. Gets a screen from Escamillo. Quick pass over to the left wing. Back up top to Beltran. Flings it down to the right corner. Gelamo tries to save it but steps on the line. That'll be a turnover for the Longhorns, their 5th of the contest. So Hobbs is going to have to try to chip away. Down by double-digit deficit, 38-28 with 39 left in the half.
Just remember there's plenty of time.
Brett Clay is going to go one-on-one against Gelamo near side. Sends it over to Clay. Or that was Mojica to Clay. Those ponytails get me confused here. Back to Mojica on the right wing on a double team. Up top to David. She wants to shoot another shot. This one an air ball for 3, and it goes out on the baseline. David's had a pretty good touch here in this second quarter. Does have 9 points to lead the Eagles. Cunningham with 8, and also 9 for Hargrove. Slowing it up a little bit now. Beltran stop and go in the front court, guarded by Mojica. Gets a screen by Escamilla. Up top now unloads to Rodriguez, the top of the circle. Back to Beltran deep. Over to left wing to Gelamo with 7. Fires up a WNBA 3 over the hands of Jayla David. Unbelievable shot there. And sends it right through the hole. That's the end of the first half of action as well. as Gelamo has hit 3 trays in the game for 9 points. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles have their biggest deficit. They're going to be talking about perimeter defense at halftime. You can expect that with Coach Carpenter. It's United from Laredo, Texas, 41. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles, 28. We're back in 60 seconds. Make it 90 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back at halftime here at Tasker Arena, Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Tiffany Stuber for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. Hobbs Lady Eagles trailing. Hasn't happened much this season. 41-28, down by 13 at the half. But Ron, you put your finger on one thing, it's got to be three-point shots. United has hit 9 of those, and several different culprits, too. We're talking 4 different shooters. 3 trays for Gelamo, all coming in the second quarter. She's got 9 points total. 3 trays for Beltran with 15 points. And then 1 more for Emily Degalado. So a lot of three-point shooters out there. Hobbs not getting out. Usually they're a pretty tough perimeter defensive team, but this team likes to stroke it, and they have good follow-through when they throw the shots up.
And that's what Coach Gonzalez was talking about for United. He was talking about the fact that they love to run down the court, catch it at the perimeter, and shoot it up. I've seen it a couple of times where they've done a long pass, were able to get set before the defense was even there, and get those threes. So they don't have to worry about rebounds on that case. Other times when they are not getting the threes, they're able to drive the lane and actually set up some shots where they have somebody either near or close to the hoop, and they just go in, drive it, and get it into it, making it look pretty darn easy too, I might say.
Yeah, that's why it's a 13-point lead, 41-28. Both teams were tied at 18 in the first quarter. There were some threes hit in the first by United, but it got worse as the second quarter went along. The Longhorns outscored the Lady Eagles 23-10 in the second quarter, primarily because of those trays that were put down. Laredo got 9 trays in that first half of action. Going through the scoring one more time, Rebecca Beltran leading with 15 and 3 trays. Jesslyn Gelamo with 9 points on 3 trays, no other shots in the game. Emily Degalado had 7 points, including 1 tray. Ashley Vallon hit a couple of trays herself for 6 points. And Christian Rodriguez had 2 buckets, just 2-point variety for 4. They've had 5 scorers so far. Only 7 rebounds, but they haven't had to worry about much rebounding with all those big shots from the outside. Top rebounder Ashley Vallon with 3. Emily Escamillo had 2 in the first half. They've only had 5 turnovers in the first 2 quarters of action. And this is another big stat, too. United has yet to have any free throws. In fact, Hobbs had no fouls through much of that first half. And it had some later in the second quarter, but no free throw opportunities for United, which haven't had to worry about it right now because they've got 3-pointers instead of 1-pointers on the free throw line. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, getting close to some double-digit scores. Brent Hargrove hit 3 trays for Hobbs, has 9 points. She had all 3 of the trays that the Lady Eagles were able to put down in the first half. Jayla David with the same amount of points. She's got 9, was 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. 6 of her points coming in the first quarter. Kendall Cunningham with 8 points. 2 buckets in the first, 2 buckets in the second. Was 0 for 2 on the line and had 4 rebounds. And last but not least, Brett Clay hit a bucket for 2 points and 3 boards. Lady Eagles have had 4 scorers in the first half. Top rebounder was Kendall Cunningham with 4, 3 for Brett Clay, 2 for Mojica, and 2 for David. Brent Hargrove had a rebound as well. Hobbs with more boards so far than United, 12-7. Their free throw shooting has been 1 of 4 for 25%. And again, they've had 3 3-pointers compared to 9 for United. Hobbs with 6 turnovers, 5 for the Longhorns. So that pretty much gets your numbers set here. And if you're Coach Carpenter, what's he saying to the troops in the locker room right now?
He's just basically talking about the fact of, perimeter shooting has been killing him. And he needs to start to set up the perimeter a little bit faster, get those rebounds. That is also killing them too. They've been basically, in most cases, one and done. I know a lot of those shots have been hitting, but quite a few lately have been missing, and they've been turning the ball over as well. So turnovers, protecting that perimeter as well as a few other things, and they need to get back in the game. Do not panic, though. There's 2 more quarters left. I know this United team is going to be strong and going to play them the whole 4 quarters, but still, this is not like the first 2 games at all that Hobbs has faced. This time, this team is punching back.
I would have to think, too, that Coach Gonzalez with Laredo is also telling them that don't force the trays, though. I mean, you have a great shooting numbers so far in the first half, but we don't need to force them still with a 13-point lead. Take it when you got them, but not with the hand in the face. They've hit a couple, too. I mean, Jalen David had her hand up right in the face of a shooter and puts it down regardless. So 41-28 your score at the half. Lady Eagles down by 13. Championship game of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament will return in 3 minutes. You're listening live to HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Welcome back to halftime here at Tasker Arena. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles trailing United from Laredo at halftime, 41-28. 2 more quarters of action to go. Ron, we got another game coming up here, and after this one, the Hobbs boys, of course, playing for 5th place. They'll take on Cleveland, the team out of Rio Rancho, a team they played for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship last year. They got upset in the first round against Artesia. Artesia went on to the championship this afternoon and got defeated by Oregon Mountain, the team that the Eagles have played twice this season. So kind of a lot of crazy stuff going on with these teams and how they're shuffling out here, but I think that's going to be a pretty competitive game against Cleveland here coming up next.
And I just found out that this is the 4th time in a row, 4th consecutive year that Hobbs is going to be playing Cleveland. Now, normally they've been playing them in the championship games, and Cleveland had the edge on that one 2-1 on victories. However, this is for 5th place, so it's going to be a little bit of a different game. And right now, though, Hobbs holds a lead on that overall with a 4-2 record. And I was thinking, I think I was thinking about football when I said yesterday that Cleveland was a thorn on their side. They do occasionally, though, with the 2 wins, though, in the championships here at the holiday tournament, they did have a thorn in them. But I think today we have a good chance of actually beating this team.
And I don't think either team's going to be pouting about playing for 5th. They want another W on their column here before the district season starts. As we start the second half here, the Lady Eagles championship game. It's Laredo basketball, United High School. Shot from left, 3-point range, and they're still on fire. Emily Degalado nails that one. She's got 10 points now, the 10th three-pointer for this Longhorns team. They had 15 in one of the previous Hobbs Holiday Tournament games this week, so they know how to shoot it from the outside. They're getting close to where they were last night. 44-28 in the lane. Jayla David, a turnaround J, no good, but put back up on the left rim by Cunningham as she got her body straight up on the iron that time. Cunningham with 10 points and 5 rebounds to lead the Lady Eagles. 44-30, driving down to the other end and getting the pass to the left wing. Degalado thought about a tray, decided against it, but throws it behind her to Valen. She throws up a tray herself, WNBA distance off the iron. Pulled down by David. Throws it up ahead to Cunningham with another layup this time. So David picking up her 3rd rebound, and Cunningham with back-to-back buckets. She's got 12 off the transition. 44-32, Hobbs down by 12. Into the front court comes Beltran. Stop and go, Mojica gets her to stop the dribble. Gives off to the right wing to Gelamo. Spins, comes down the lane, reverse layup left. Hits the bottom of the iron, no good. Hargrove with the transition rebound, her 2nd of the game. Dumps it down low to David, gets stripped from behind, going up with it between 2 defenders, loose on the floor. We got bodies diving for it, and a jump ball call. The arrow's going to go to the Lady Eagles underneath their hoop. They trail by 12. Game was tied up 18-all in the first quarter, but those 3-point shots have hurt them in the second.
Yeah, and this 3rd quarter start has been rather good for the Hobbs Eagles so far.
Inbound to Cunningham, throws up a double-hand hook that time in the middle of the paint, goes off the back of the rim, pulled down by Degalado. Throws it ahead to a breaking Gelamo, goes to the rack left side, a high layup. Valen that was actually no good. David gets another rebound on the right block for the Lady Eagles, her 4th. Throws it ahead to a breaking Clay, goes to the rack with the right side, gets shoved as she goes up. Actually a body foul going to be called against the Longhorns, which will put Clay on the line to shoot 2. That'll be the 3rd foul on Valerie Costilla. She's one of the only starters that haven't scored in this ball game. That's her 3rd and the 1st team foul against the Longhorns here in the second half. Hobbs was 1 for 4 on the line in the first half. First shot up is good for Clay, now with 3 points.
Yeah, they need to take advantage of every single opportunity they get, especially with this tenacious Longhorns offense who likes to shoot those threes, and they do it very often.
Brett Clay, after making those 2 free throws, 8 of 11 in the tournament for the Lady Eagles on the line. She's got 4 points, 34-44. Hobbs down by 10. Into the front court, Emily Degalado throws it back deep to the timeline to Gelamo. Slides right, flips it down to the right wing to Valen. Up top to reset to Gelamo, swinging left side to Beltran outside the perimeter. Dribbles back to the timeline, now backing into the defense of Mojica. To the right elbow, Castillo slides left, bounce pass to the left block as Valen picks it up. Bounce to the free throw line to Degalado, turns and fires up a J out the front of the rim. Hobbs rips it down at the free throw line. In transition is Clay, her 4th rebound. Over to the right wing off the dribble. Underhands it to Mojica right side with the jab step. Flicks it down to the right baseline to Cunningham. Up top to Hargrove. Backs it out to set up the offense. Matchup defense going down low on the paint. Down to Cunningham. Misses the lean shot. Misses again off the backboard by David on the left side. And then Cunningham with a second opportunity to put it up. She's got 6 rebounds and 14 points. At the other end, a runner shot for Gelamo as he knocks it over the front of the rim in the middle of the paint, and the foul call. That's 11 on with Gelamo. The Hobbs fans not liking the body foul call that they discharged to Brett Clay, her 1st, and the 1st team foul against the Lady Eagles.
No, why would they be happy about that? The team's down by 10. Could be as much as 11 now after this free throw.
Gelamo does have 11 points. Get another free throw there with 12 now, as she is second leading scorer for the Longhorns. 47-36, an 11-point lead. It's been as big as 12 in the first half. David gets the ball at the left block, goes back door to Cunningham, and Cunningham on fire. Has 8 points in the third, 16 overall. So she's matched all of her points in the first half. Top of the circle for Beltran. It's 47-38. Hobbs down by 9. Ball knocked out of her hands. Mojica gets a piece. Picked back up by Beltran. Dribbles to the free throw line. Sends it to the left wing to Gelamo. On the far side, kick back up top to Beltran. And Mojica playing some tight defense on her. Gets a slap on the ball. Beltran almost a 5-second count. And finally the official does put the 5 fingers up in the air for the violation against the Longhorns. That's their 6th turnover thanks to Mojica's defense well outside the perimeter line.
And that's what they need to do. We need to make some stops. The offense has already proven that they're getting back on track. Now the defense needs to do the same thing.
A strategic timeout for Coach Carpenter. He knows the team is starting to pull back into a single-digit deficit and wants to kind of turn the screws here. We'll keep it right here at Tasker Arena as we get you our sponsors of this championship game on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. We'd like to thank our great sponsors known as NMR Pipeline, Thriftway, La Tienda, along with Hydrotech Services, Coffee House, RMS Foods, Outlaw Grill, Albertsons Market, and Eunice Pump and Supply.
The United Longhorns leading your Eagles 47-38 here at Tasker Arena. Looking at point production so far for the Lady Eagles, 16 for Cunningham, half in the first half, and the other half of her points in the third quarter. Hargrove and David remain at 9 like they had at halftime. 15 for Beltran for United, 12 for Gelamo, and 10 for Degalado. Hargrove will get the ball on the right wing after the timeout. Gets hooked, no call. No look pass left corner. Mojica's going to spot up a 3. It's good. Mojica nails a very important tray, and that's her first points in the ball game. The Lady Eagles now at 4 trays. 47-41. In the front court, Hobbs down by 6. Top of the arc is Beltran. For United, one-hand pass to Gelamo on the right wing. Slings it up top to Valen. Drives the right side of the lane. Hippity-hop move. Throws up a shot, no good. Gets her own rebound on the right block. And is getting stripped down low. Good tie-up on the basketball. Getting down on her knees that time was Mojica to hold on to the ball for the jump. The arrow's going to go back to the Longhorns.
It does disrupt the play, though, and it makes them reset their offense.
Inbounding from the right baseline is Valen for the Longhorns, leading by 6. Lead was as big as 12. Inbound to the left wing to Beltran on the far sideline. She'll back it out to the scores table. One hands it to the left elbow to Rodriguez. Back to Beltran, left side. WNBA 3 out the side of the rim. No good. Ball tipped in the air, pulled down by Cunningham on the right elbow. Her 7th rebound to lead the team. Bounce pass to Mojica, right corner. Up top to Hargrove, wide open for Trey. It's good, a switch. The Lady Eagles are back in business. Hargrove with 12 points and has 4 trays. 47-44. Lady Eagles back in the ball game. Rodriguez top of the arc for the Longhorns. Back to the timeline to Gelamo. Guarded by Clay. Strong lefty dribble to the middle of the paint. Goes down the lane, is swatted from behind. Looks like Cunningham helped over in the middle of the lane that time to swat the ball. They might have got her on the foul. See if they, nope, they're going to charge that instead to Clay on the body. That's her second team foul. And looked like a pretty nice swipe at the ball. Looks like that was a clean block by Cunningham on the basketball.
Yeah, but I'm also loving the fact that the 6th man has woken up and gotten into this game.
Gelamo hits her second free throw of the night. She's got 13, second leading scorer for the Longhorns. 48-44, United leading Hobbs. Second shot for Gelamo is a swish. Continues to hit the lights there on the free throw stripe. Gelamo came into the game from the tournament 6 of 7 from the charity stripe and doing some good stuff now with 3 for 3. 49-44, Hobbs down by 5. Long pass down to David, a fade shot from the right baseline, an air ball, and a rebound pulled down by Escamillo, her 3rd. Throws it ahead, front court to Beltran. Backs it out to the timeline in front of the Hobbs Eagle logo. To the right wing, underhand pass to Valen. Spot 3 on the way, in and out, no good. And the ball gets tipped by Mojica, goes out on the right baseline, back to United.
It's a good thing that last 30 didn't make it. It was uncontested, and it would have been easy to make it in.
Inbounding to be Beltran on the right base. Actually, no, they check it back to Beltran, coming in from Rodriguez. Pass to the right wing to Valen. Back deep to Beltran at the timeline. Swing it left to Gelamo. Coming back to get it is Valen. To Beltran at the time stripe. Kick it back to the right wing to Gelamo. To Beltran at the half court line again. And over left to Valen. Touch pass to the left corner to Rebecca Beltran. She uses up her dribble, underhands it down the lane to Escamillo. Kick out right to 3 for Valen and nails another one. Valen has got 3 trays, all of her points from tray land, and 9 total. 52-44, the 11th three-pointer for United High. In the front court, stop and go dribble for the Lady Eagles for Hargrove. Down by 8, 52-44. Gives it off to Mojica right side. Cross court left to David on the left block. Goes up with 2 hands off the glass. The post-up game working for the Lady Eagles. Putting it through for Hobbs. David now with 11 points. 52-46. Laredo in the lead. Beltran in her hands up top to Jalamo in the arc. We got a bunch of feet moving around here. They banged into each other trying to get a screen, and a travel called against United. That's their 7th turnover of the ball game. Clock will stop with 1:49 left in the third. Hobbs by 6. A very fast-moving third quarter, Ron.
It actually is. You know, there's very few fouls, very few free throws, and that's the reason why it's getting quickly done.
Inbound to the backcourt to Hargrove. She'll have a defender at the timeline. Down by 6 with 1:40 left, third quarter of the championship here at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Crossover move, top of the circle. Tries to hand it off to Mojica, knocked out of her hands in the backcourt. Was touched by the Longhorns, Beltran. Pass to the left side to Hargrove, down to Cunningham left corner for 3 off the back of the rim. Ball's loose and chased in the right corner for the Lady Eagles. Bounce pass right block, Clay with the fadeaway, gets bodied, no call. Rebound underneath, reverse layup on the left side, doesn't drop for Vasquez after her second rebound, and pulled down on the right block for United by Beltran. That's her first, tries to throw it up the far sideline, knocked out of bounds. Good pressure by Hargrove in the passing lane to punch it to the stands. And Coach Carpenter going to go to his bench and bring back Jayla David for Cunningham, who gets a well-deserved rest. She's got 8 points here in the third quarter. Some big applause coming from the Lady Eagle faithful here at Tasker. 52-46. United leading Hobbs with 1:05 left third quarter. The dribble to the right side by Beltran, hand off to Jalamo. She comes down the paint, kicks left to Escamillo for 3 off the back of the rim. Ripped down in the left block for the Lady Eagles by Mojica. That's her third board. Tries to throw it in the paint. It's loose, bodies flailing on the floor. Ref's gonna have to get in there to break it up. Get a little rough underneath the hoop in the backcourt. Referee's trying to get everybody calmed down, and one of the refs really getting loud at Jayla David there. Looks like she might have got poked in the eye or something. She wasn't too happy. Lady Eagles will get the possession arrow, so they'll have the ball. And right back on the game comes Cunningham. Coach Carpenter doing a lot of subbing here in the second. As taking a seat is Vasquez, who's had 2 quick rebounds with limited action here in the third. Pressure defense, 2-2-1 trap for the Longhorns. Pass off the near side to Hargrove, brings it across the time stripe, left wing to the left corner, drives baseline, throws it back deep to the right wing to Clay. To the right corner to Hargrove for Trey, off the side of the rim, no good. A rebound pulled down in the left block by Jalamo. She'll take a dribble up court with 30 seconds. Left in the third, left wing, crossover move. Spots up a 3 after a screen and swishes it. Jalamo has her 4th tray of the ball game and 17 points to lead the Longhorns. I think they got away with a screen foul that time to get her open as bodies crashing for the Lady Eagles. Hargrove in the front court, down by 9. Gets it down the middle of the lane to Clay, backdoor to Cunningham on the left side. She goes up with 2 hands and puts it through. 10 points in the third quarter, 18 overall for Cunningham. 55-48, United leading by 7. Shot up top for 3 is an air ball at the buzzer. You don't see that very often for the Longhorns, but Rebecca Beltran can't get it to drop. At the end of 3 quarters of play in the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, United 55, the Hobbs Lady Eagles 48. Back at you in 60 seconds. 55-48, United leading the Hobbs Lady Eagles in the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. 7-point lead for the Longhorns. Scoring so far in the 3 quarters of action, 17 for Gelamo, 15 for Beltran, and 10 for Degalado for the Longhorns. Your Lady Eagles, 18 Cunningham, 12 Hargrove, 11 David. They get it down low on the block. Right side, Escamillo gets tied up in the paint. And the arrow going to go with the Lady Eagles. That'll be a turnover for United, their 8th of the ball game. And boy, talk about some tenacious defense we're starting to see by Mojica. Definitely helping out, getting those jump balls. She'll get the inbound pass, give it over to the right side to Clay in the backcourt. Dribbles up middle now and comes across the timeline. Right back to Mojica on the right wing, up top to David. Down low to Cunningham in the middle of the paint. Rolls right, now left with a hook shot off the glass. Left side, no good. Rebound left block by Degalado for the Longhorns. Sends it to the near side to Beltran. Cross court left to Valen. In the lane, turns and fires off the side of the rim, no good. Cunningham in transition off the rebound, her 8. Stripped at the timeline. That'll be the Eagles' 7th turnover. Driving down the lane, the ball ricochets off a couple of defenders. Looks like it might have hit the Lady Eagles last. Brent Hargo was in the area, and it goes out on the right baseline. So kind of pinball passing there for the Longhorns in the paint.
Exactly. It went right off of her and right out of bounds.
Inbound to Beltran, deep near the scorer's table on the left sideline with 7:15 remaining. Hobbs down by 7. Unloads the ball to the right wing to Gelamo. Right on top of hers, Clay. Comes up top off the dribble, backs it out to the timeline. One hand pass to the left side to Degalado, guarded by David. Crossover move, baseline, lost the ball off the front of her fingertips, out of bounds. It looked like she was trying to underhand the pass, lost control of it, and that'll be the 9th Longhorn turnover. Hobbs will have to beat the press here. Inbounding will be on the left baseline, Hargrove, and a substitution coming in for the Longhorns. Checking in is, let's see, number 3, that's Valen. Ball inbounded to Clay in the left corner. Bounce pass back deep to Hargrove. Crossover move to the near sideline. Still in the backcourt. Beats 2 defenders across. Now a triple team gets through her as well in the left corner. Goes baseline underneath the hoop. Over to Cunningham in the right corner. Touch pass right wing to Mojica for 3 off the back of the rim. And ripped down to the left block. We got some rebounding fouls going on. Taking a somersault with Jayla David. They call the foul. And they'll get that foul on United. That's Castilla's 4th personal. And the 2nd team foul.
Castilla showing a little frustration with that foul.
Yeah, David definitely looked like she got the worst of the deal, though, somersaulting forward towards the baseline. They'll get a sub on the court now for United. That appears to be Escamilla. Inbounding on the left baseline. Backdoor, missing the layup, though. Cunningham. Put back up by Cunningham, though. The double effort. She's got 20 points and 9 rebounds. Almost a double-double, 1 board away. On the near side, 55-50 your score in the front court. United, Beltran throws it up top to Gelamo. Hobbs down by 5 here in the 4th. Drives to the far left sideline, body by Hargrove, goes to the rack with it and takes a lefty layup for the score. Gelamo now with 19 points to lead their squad. 57-50 United. In the backcourt, Hargrove has double defense against her, beats them both into the front court. Bounce pass left corner to Cunningham, back to Hargrove in the left wing. Had to bobble it just a second to get hold of it. Dribbles behind her back, comes down the lane, lost the basketball, taken away by United. That's the 8th turnover. They throw it ahead to Descalito on the right baseline. She fumbles it out of bounds. So that'll be United's 10th turnover.
Yeah, she lost her position, tried to get the ball back in, but it stepped out of bounds at that point.
Back on the court for the Lady Eagles on the sub, Matson Zepeda. She's a freshman. As she'll come in for Hargo, who's been all over the court here in the second half. Inbounding on the left baseline, Brett Clay gets it in to Mojica, left corner, returns back to Clay. Over to right side to Zepeda. Crossover move, flips it back to the left side front court to Mojica. Top of the circle, over to Clay on the left wing, dumps it to Cunningham left block, but it's knocked out of bounds on the punch by Degalado, out of bounds on the right base. Underneath the Lady Eagles hoop, who trail by 7 with 5:40 remaining in the 4th. Mojica will be the inbound one. Goes it inside to Clay, turns and fires the shot from right block, no good. Goes back up again, is fouled from behind. Ball comes off the iron in the same place, the back of the rim. Clay will pick up her 5th rebound and a chance for 2 free throws. They get the foul call on Gelamo, her first, 3rd team foul. Clay is 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. As a team, the Eagles are 3 of 6 for 50%. First shot's up and good for Clay. She's got 5, and Hobbs kind of just clawing their way back into this, Ron.
That's what they had to do, especially with this offense the way they are. They're very fast. slow them down just enough to get back into it with your offense as well and just play both sides of the ball.
Clay will get one more free throw, 3 for 3 on the line, making 4 of 4. She's got 6 points. Hobbs down by 5, 57-52, 5:34 remaining in the fourth of this championship game. Pass to Gelamo, front court, left wing, dribbles back to the timeline, guarded by Brett Clay. Crossover to the left, flicks it back to Castilla, dumps it over the right wing to Valen, to the free throw line off the dribble, up top to Degalado. Click it to the right side to Rodriguez, up top again to Degalado, to the right wing to Beltran. Takes a screen, drives baseline, shot from the right block, off the glass for 2. Beltran with 17, her first bucket of the fourth quarter. 59-52, Longhorns up on the Lady Eagles by 7. Mojico bringing it across the timeline against Degalado. Jump stop from the free throw line, kick left, 3 on the way for Zepeda off the back of the rim. Big rebound for David underneath on the right block, gives it down the lane to Clay, and is fouled going up with a shot, point blank range. So he'll get 2 free throws out of it as they get the foul call against Degalado, her first 14th foul. And that'll put Clay on the line, who's perfect, just was there a second ago. 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. First shot is up and a swish. 7 points for Clay. And a sub coming back for the Lady Eagles, Hargrove stepping in for Mojica. Zepeda stays on the court, so does Cunningham and David. Clay's second free throw's up and good. Perfect on the line, 6 of 6, has 8 points. 59-54, United leading Hobbs by 5. In the front court comes Beltran, handoff. Losing it to Gelamo, has to chase it down on the far side. Degalado gets the handoff, zings it up top. Wanting to see some rotation now as Rodriguez catching the ball. Dribbles right, jump stop, pass right to Degalado. Back deep again to Gelamo to reset with a jab step, guarded by the freshman Zepeda. Drives the lane on her, reverse layup right, and Cunningham comes over to try to block the shot and goes on top of the wrist for the foul. Cunningham, not a happy camper, kind of throwing her arms in the air, and the teammates of the Lady Eagles trying to calm her down just a bit.
Yeah, it's just all about position, right place, right time, and unfortunately she wasn't at the right place at the right time.
First foul on Cunningham, 3rd for the team, and on the line is Gelamo. She's perfect, 3 for 3 for the stripe, and just gets her 20th point on the made free throw. She has, in fact, been the only one to shoot free throws for United. She's 4 for 4 in the ball game. Nobody else has had an attempt.
And that's not good for the Eagles as far as trying to get back into this game.
Gelamo's second shot's a swish. She's got 21. 4:21 remaining, 61-54. Hobbs down by 7. Inbound to the left corner to Mojica. Back deep to Hargrove. Dribbles left, zigzags back to the right against 2 defenders and gets across the timeline. After her third comes up, she gets double teamed on the near sideline, falls to the floor, and they're going to say last touch by the Orange squad. United Hobbs basketball right in front of the Hobbs student section. Clock's not to their advantage at this point, down by 7 with 4:09 remaining. But plenty of time to get back in it if they need to. Mojica inbound of the backcourt to Hargrove. No defender picking her up through the timeline yet. Finally coming up is Degalado. Slides right off the dribble on the far sideline. Spins. Shoved to the back by Degalado. Not sure why she did that. There was already a little bit of gap between them. Degalado gets her second personal, 15th foul. Their coach, Gonzalez, putting his fingers to his head saying, "What are you doing down there?" He'll give Hobbs a chance to get free throws here in a few seconds. Inbound of the backcourt to Mojica at the scorer's table. Comes up the right wing. Off the dribble. Stop and go. Flicks it up top to Cunningham. To David in the right block. Pass to the right corner to Hargrove. Back over to Mojica, right wing. Her three's out the back of the rim. Put back up on the left block. Clay gets blocked, goes back up again. A second time, and is hit hard and flat on the floor. Lands on her chest to the hardwood underneath the hoop. Clay with 7 rebounds now. She'll get 2 free throws out of this one. And some good sportsmanship by United helping her off the floor after a pretty hard nail from behind there on the rebound. They get the foul on Degalado. Back-to-back fouls on her. That's her 3rd and the 16th foul. Hobbs went away from the bonus. Clay will get 2 free throws. Perfect on the charity stripe, Ron. 6 of 6 so far.
And that's what you want to see on the line is somebody who's been making them all day long.
This one stays just inside the front cylinder as they try to come out, but count it. She keeps battling underneath, has 7 rebounds, and has 7 free throws on top of that. Second shot good as well. 10 points for Clay. 4th player in double figures for the Lady Eagles. Cunningham 20. 12 for Hargrove, 11 for David, and 10 for Clay. We got a timeout on the court, 61-56. United leading your Hobbs Lady Eagles by 5 here in the championship of the Hobbs All-Day Tournament. We're coming back in 30 seconds. We got a close one for the Hobbs All-Day Tournament Championship at Tasker Arena. United from Laredo leading the Hobbs Lady Eagles 61-56, up by 5 with 3:39 remaining here in the fourth. Both teams are 6A from their respective states. Laredo going to be going against a trap pressure for the Lady Eagles in the hands of Beltran. Flicks it to the time stripe. Couple of dribbles across the timeline, returns to Beltran on the right wing. She'll back it out of the pressure. Back of the half-court line again. Coming out to Ritters Mojica, pass to the right wing to Valen. Swings it up top to Gelamo. Guarded by Clay. Flicks it to the left wing to Valen. Returns back deep to Rodriguez at the timeline. Beltran comes back and gets it at the right wing. Dump to the right corner to Castilla. Castilla dribbles up top, pivots after using up the dribble. Good pressure by Cunningham, and Coach Gonzalez going to call the timeout. A lot of good perimeter pressure by the Lady Eagles defense. They don't want to have any chance for a steal here. I'm sure he's going to be talking about his rotation on the wings. We'll keep it right here as the Hobbs Lady Eagles trail by 5. Reminder coming up in a few minutes, the Hobbs boys will be on the court for the 5th place game as they'll take on Cleveland High School. Of course, Cleveland got upset in the first round by Artesia, who went on to the championship game earlier today, lost to Oregon Mountain. But here Cleveland came back and got a 30-point win in their second game. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles beating Ferris High School last night. So I think there's going to be a lot of blood and guts out of the court tonight. These teams do not want to leave with a second loss in this tournament.
No, they don't. And Cleveland's been really good so far as winning tournaments here. They won they won 2 of the last 3 anyway against Hobbs. And also they don't expect to get out a early loss. They've only done that 3 times now, going back to just a couple of years ago with going against, I think it was Lawton, Oklahoma, and El Dorado was the other one they lost first to. So, yeah, so they're not used to losing here, and but they're definitely going to be coming up strong against those Hobbs Eagles. You can definitely expect a tough defensive struggle as we see who wins that one. But first, of course, we still have the Lady Eagles trying to get back after a 5-point deficit still with 3:01 left in the game.
Cleveland beat Farmington last night, 79-49, a 30-point win. Of course, the Eagles beating Ferris, 66-56. It's Laredo basketball here in the fourth quarter, 2:59 remaining. A double team near the timeline. Beltran gets around 2 defenders, bounce pass to the left wing, and then picked up by Gelamo. To the left corner, a 3 on the way off the side of the rim for Valen. Ball loose and pulled down for the Eagles. In transition is Clay, her 8th rebound. Dribbles into the front court, gets banged into on the right wing. With her butt, Ashley Valen just slammed into her, so Valen will pick up the foul. That's the 7th. So that means the Eagles in the bonus, and Coach Gonzalez doesn't like that situation because now Hobbs can pick away at the lead with free throws, and the one he doesn't want doing it is Brett Clay. She is 8 of 8 from the charity stripe so far and has 10 points.
And that's what happens. Lady Longhorns were running down the court. Momentum carried her into the player, and, of course, that caused the foul.
7 of Brett Clay's 9 free throws have come here in the fourth quarter. She makes that one, 61-57, a 4-point deficit for Hobbs. Pinning the second free throw. Second shot is good as well. Almost every single one of them in swishes, too. She's got 12 points. It's 61-58, 3-point game. Ball comes up front court to Valen for 3 in the left corner. In and out, no good. Cunningham comes down with it on the right baseline, diving on the floor, lost the ball, and it gets tied up. And the arrow, unfortunately, going to be for United. So United High School will have it on the right baseline. So the board for Cunningham, that's her 10th. And a turnover, unfortunately, after the jump ball. That's a nice turnover for the Lady Eagles. And it will be the Longhorns with the ball on the right baseline underneath their hoop with a 3-point lead. The inbound in the left wing to Valen. Back deep to Beltran. Double team against her. Banging into Mojica. No foul call there. Pass down to the right wing to Castilla. Sling it to the left side. Escamilla returns back to the timeline to Gelamo as Clay puts a hand in her face. Gelamo slides left to the dribble. Over to left wing to Valen. Valen lost the ball momentarily, hit by Cunningham. Swing to the right side to Valen. Dumps it to the right block. With the reverse scoop shot and scoring off the left glass. Underneath the hoop is Rodriguez, her 6th point. A 5-point Longhorn lead with 1:55 remaining. Ball in the hands of Hargrove. Over to the far side right to Mojica. Cross court left to David in the paint. Back door to Cunningham. Spots up a shot from the block and scores off the glass. Cunningham now with 22 to lead the Lady Eagles. A 3-point game and a timeout for Coach Carpenter. We'll keep it right here with 1:42 left in the 4th. As United from Laredo, Texas, leading 63-60. We mentioned this team is in the 6A in Texas. They are currently ranked 33rd out of 52 teams, I believe, 247 actually. So they're very well in the top echelon of the state of New Mexico or state of Texas. Very tough team. Last year, 27-9, got upset in the first round of the playoffs. And they have a lot of tough teams in Laredo as well. In fact, they're the second best team in Laredo. Laredo South is a little bit better than them, currently ranked 19th. But we knew this was going to be a tough game. Some big powerhouse schools from next door neighbor states. What do you think is going to happen here in the next few seconds as the Lady Eagles are still down by 3 but are coming back hard?
It's going to be kind of hard to go ahead and get them to stop on offense, but because Laredo is pretty much right now, they're slowing down their offense. They're trying to eat up some of the clock. You know, it does help, though. One of the key factors that the reason why the Lady Eagles are back into it, they've doubled up on score, 12-6 so far in this quarter. That does help a lot. So, yeah, they're using their defense. They're disrupting the play. They're not getting any more threes right now anyway for the Longhorns. And Hobbs is just driving the lane, getting them in, plus getting those free throws from the fouls.
Top scorers for the Lady Eagles, Cunningham with 22, 12 apiece for Clay and Hargrove, and 11 for David. So 4 in double figures. For United, it's 21 for Gelamo, 17 for Beltran, and 10 for Degalado. The inbound comes to the near sideline to Escamilla. She'll come across the time stripe, or Castilla that is. Flicks it up top in the hands of Valen. She'll back it out to the right wing. Goes it back deep to Beltran at the timeline. Sends it left wing to Gelamo. Throws a big elbow into the chest of Clay. Make that David. No call. Tumble to the floor. Pass up top to Beltran. Gives it over to the right wing to Castillo. Dribbles up top. Spins. Goes back to the right. Flicks it to the free throw line to Rodriguez. Reverse. No, she doesn't shoot it. But instead sends it back out to Beltran. Thought she was going to shoot a layup. Clock down to 1:10. Beltran kicks it off to the left wing to Castilla. Stop and go dribble and a foul call. A hold by Mojica outside the left wing. So Mojica will pick up the second personal, 14 foul. Still 3 away from the bonus. And they'll bring in Matson Zapata for the Lady Eagles as checking out will be Hargrove. It looks like Coach Carpenter's going to bring in a second sub as well. That's Desiree Vasquez, who has 2 rebounds in very limited time. Definitely could use some help out here on the defense. 63-60, United by 3 with 1:04 remaining in the 4th. Inbound coming from the scores table to the backcourt to Beltran. Sliding with her Zapata, and Zapata bumps her and gets a foul. Zapata's first. 15th foul against the Lady Eagles. 1:02 remaining. Coach Carpenter says keep the hands to the side here. Don't give the officials a chance to put this team in bonus.
He has 1 to give.
On the near sideline, the inbounds coming in from Rodriguez to the time stripe. Throws it up top in the front court to Gelamo. Dribbles to the far scores table left. And back deep to Beltran. Clock down to 55. Beltran throws and gets it back. And then a grab foul by Zapata on Beltran for her second personal. 16th foul. 1 away from the bonus.
Clearly, the Longhorns are content with running out the clock, as it looks like they're just moving around. Hobbs trying to pick the pocket of them, but just unable to get the ball. So instead, they're just slowing it down with the fouls.
Perimeter passing game, as you mentioned, they're definitely in the playbook right now for the orange and white. Substitution coming in for the Lady Eagles, Hargrove for Mojica. Inbounder is Rodriguez. Gets the ball slapped out as it comes across the sideline. Whoa, they called the foul. Boy, I was surprised to hear, thought that was just a loose ball, but they called the foul. That's going to be against the Lady Eagles. That's Cunningham's second, 17th foul to the bonus. Both teams in the 1-on-1 bonus. And now some subs for the Lady Eagles. Mojica and David back on the court as Zepeda and Vasquez exit. And it's free throw time for the Longhorns. Valeria Castilla, who has not shot in this ball game from the free throw line. First one is up and good. She was 5 of 9 coming into the game for the tournament and makes her first point of tonight's game. 64-60 United with 52 seconds left in the fourth. Castilla's second shot is off the back of the rim, no good. Ripped down by Cunningham. That's her 11th rebound. She's got a double-double. Does it ahead to Mojica, left block. Up ahead to David on the right block. Misses the touch shot. Ball's loose and pulled down by Laredo. They flick it to the half court to Gelamo and a foul. So she's going to get some free throws off the bonus. The rebound pulled down by Rodriguez for United. And the foul going to go against Clay, her third 18th foul. And Gelamo will get the one-on-one bonus. And Gelamo's not a girl you want to see on the line for the Lady Eagles fans out there. She is 5 for 5 from the stripe and has 21 points.
Hobbs going to that basket over there. It's looking a little grim for them right now with 38 seconds left as they pulled up by 5. They need to do a lot of offense as well as get some defensive stops as well.
Gelamo makes her first free throw. Came into the game shooting 85% and perfect tonight. Second shot's good as well. She's got 23 and is 7 of 7 from the line. 6-point lead. Ladies down by 6, 66-60 to United. They fling it down court to Cunningham on the left wing. Dumps it left block to Clay. Rolls right, then left. Throws him a hook shot at the left rim, no good. Rebound for Gelamo, her third. Hands it off to Rodriguez. Kicks it ahead, and now it's going to be a hold game now for Beltran. Drives through 2 defenders. Shoved from behind by David to stop the clock. So David will pick up the foul, her second, 19th foul. Clock stop was 17.4. And Beltran on the line, yet to shoot a free throw in this game. For the tournament, Beltran on the charity stripe. Double checking her numbers here. She has yet to shoot a free throw in the tournament. Makes the first one through the net. And now has 18 points. Extends the lead to 7, 67-60. And the way it's going right now, this score is not reflecting how hard the Eagles have come back in this game.
I know. It does not show, you have one bad minute and just ruins the whole thing. It was really close, though. It was closer than the score is going to show.
19 for Beltran, and she makes both free throws, 68-60. Hobbs down by 8. Mojica gets the ball on the far sideline and overthrows her teammate Clay up the far right sideline. And that'll be a turnover back to United. That's going to be the Lady Eagles' 10th turnover. Both teams with 10 turnovers in the game. Gelamo gets the inbound on the half-court stripe. Stop and go dribble, far sideline. Triple team against her. And a good tie-up for Hargrove. Jump ball. That will be the Lady Eagles' possession and will cause a turnover for United, their 11th of the ball game. Hobbs doesn't have enough time, though, to get back in this one with just one shot, down by 8 with 5.9 remaining. Inbound to Hargrove in the backcourt. Dribbles up top of the circle. Down the lane, a runner shot at the buzzer. But they get the foul at .9, I guess, before the buzzer goes off.
Exactly.
So that'll put Hargrove on the line to shoot 2 to finish up the ball game. 68-60 your score. Hobbs came in with an 11-1 record. They will drop to 11-2, improving to 19-4 will be United. First shot for Hargrove is good. 13 points. I'd like to see this team come back next year. You like to see a lot of different teams come in, but it would be nice to be tested by this squad, as they are a very good team out of Laredo, Texas. Second shot for Hargrove, no good. Rebound at the buzzer by Clay. I don't think they're going to say that's going to go. Nope, they're going to wave that one off, but Clay does get a rebound on that, her 9th of the ball game. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles are taking second in the Hobbs Holiday Tournament this year, as United from Laredo, Texas, winning it 68-61 over Hobbs. We will take a 2-minute break, come back with the Lady Eagles postgame show on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Welcome back to Task Arena. The Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship is complete as the Lady Eagles losing, unfortunately, to United from Laredo, Texas, 68-61. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Tiffany Stuber with you. Momentarily, we'll have the Hobbs boys fifth place game from the tournament, and we'll have that here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. A separate place to go to that, though, and will not stay on this broadcast. You have to switch over to the other Hobbs America link or YouTube for that matter, but it's also on the radio at Cool 95.7 on the FM dial. Let's take a look at the numbers of this game. First of all, for United High School from Laredo, they get 3 in double figures. Jesslyn Jalamo finishes with 23 points, perfect on the line, 7 of 7, and hit 4 trays for the Longhorns. Also getting 19, Rebecca Beltran. She was perfect on the line, 2 for 2, and had 3 trays herself. Emily Delgado had 10 points and 2 trays. So those 3 in double figures. She had Delgado with 10. Ashley Ballin with 9 points, all coming on trays, 3 3-pointers and 4 rebounds. 6 for Christian Rodriguez. And Valeria Castillo went 1 of 2 from the line for 1. They had 5 scores in this game. 12 3-pointers were converted for the Longhorns. And they went almost perfect on the charity stripe free throws, 10 of 11 for 90%. They were out-rebounded pretty big, though. Hobbs getting 33 and United just with 16. Fallon with 4 rebounds, 3 apiece for Jalamo, Delgado, and Escamilla. The Longhorns with 11 turnovers in the ballgame. And for your Hobbs Lady Eagles, they get 4 in double figures. Kendall Cunningham with 22 points. She had 11 rebounds, so had a double-double in the game. 13 for Bryn Hargrove, coming up with 4 3-pointers and was 1 of 2 from the line and 2 rebounds. Brett Clay, perfect on the line tonight, 10 of 10 from the charity stripe. She had another bucket to go along with it for 12 points total and 9 rebounds, almost a double-double for Brett Clay. Jayla David with 11 points in the game. She had 6 rebounds and was 1 of 2 from the line. Nakaya Mojica hit a tray for 3. Hobbs had 5 scores in the books, 5 3-pointers in the game, was 12 of 16 from the free throw line at 75%, and had 1 less turnover than United, 10 compared to 11. And again, they out-rebounded them 33-16 in the ball game. Again, the final score, 68-61. Hobbs losing to United by 7. Both teams were tied 18-18 in the first quarter, and United was up with a total of 23-10 in the second quarter in terms of scoring. Third quarter, it was Hobbs 20-14, and in the fourth, both teams getting 13 points apiece. So a 7-point win for United. Hobbs drops to 11-2 and improving United 19-4. And you got the members of the all-tournament team, right, Ron?
Yes, I do, and I get to turn on my mic first. Yeah, let's go with Laredo first. It was Jesslyn Jalamo along with Rebecca Beltran. They both got their numbers called. Also for the Eagles, 3 of those, Kendall Cunningham along with Brett Clay and Brian Hargrove got going on. So yeah, they had a great game, but unfortunately weren't able to lose or lost it. But second place, nothing to be shamed about, especially since it's the second year in a row for the Hobbs Lady Eagles to win that trophy anyway. And you know what? Next year maybe they'll do better. They have plenty of talent. And it's definitely going to be worth watching as they go through this season.
Next week, the Lady Eagles are headed to Albuquerque for the Metro Championship Tournament. Their first game on the schedule will be on Tuesday night at 5:30 p.m. They will take on Rio Rancho. Other teams there at the tournament are all mostly Albuquerque that you'll be seeing in that tournament. They've got, except Rio Rancho, of course, from Rio Rancho, La Cueva, Cibola, Cleveland from Rio Rancho, West Mesa, Santa Fe, El Dorado, Gallup, Hope, Atrisco Heritage, Highland, Volcano Vista, Albuquerque High, Sandia, and Valley. So there's a couple of Rio Rancho teams, but the only other teams outside the Albuquerque Metro is Hobbs and Gallup for the girls. So that will be next week, 5:30 again Tuesday against Rio Rancho. That's going to wrap it up here from Task Arena. Final score once again, United from Laredo, 68. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles, 61. Hobbs second place here at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. We are going to switch down to the Hobbs boys game. You have to get back on YouTube or HobbsAmerica.com to get that feed for you on that pregame show. And then also on the radio at Cool 95.7. I'd like to thank Jessica Friend, Allison Friend for the scoring tonight. Also backing us up in the studio, Tiffany Stuber. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. We'll exit from the girls' tournament bracket and head to the boys. Stay with us, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7.